Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 25, day 1 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book, Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar, that you can buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And it's the perfect combination of positive affirmations and music therapy and essential oils, aromatherapy. So if you love those three elements, you're going to love the book. Highly recommend buying it. The affirmation for today, the affirmation for the entire week is, I am graciously accepting from others. I am graciously accepting from others. Don't you love that word, gracious? It's almost just like an old-fashioned word that reminds me of the South, the gracious living in the South. Anyway, I am graciously accepting from others. And I was thinking to myself as I was thinking about this affirmation, well, what do we accept from others? So my first thought is sometimes we accept compliments from others. Sometimes we accept feedback from others, whether it's positive feedback or whether it's negative feedback. Sometimes we accept feedback from others. Sometimes we accept gifts from others. Anyway, there's just a lot of things that we can accept. Sometimes we accept a person's time or a person's help, right? From others. And we can graciously accept all of that. And I just wanted to chat about a few things. So most of what I want to chat about today is about graciously accepting positive and or negative feedback or compliments. But before I get on to that topic, I wanted to just say accepting gifts from others. I went out the other day and I came back and there were 2 bags with a cute little sticker left on, and they were bags for my little boy Xander, who is 4 years old, and they were hand-me-downs, right? They were clothes and shoes that someone else was done with, and they passed them on to me. Now, having 9 children, I love hand-me-downs. We have 2 girls, 7 boys. I love hand-me-downs. And I remember when I was growing up how my sister, she had the best taste in the world. She was so always fashion fresh. I'm just going to say it that way. And a trendsetter. And so and she was my older sister, right? And so when she grew out of her clothes, I loved getting them. So from a child, I've had this positive affinity and outlook on hand-me-downs. I've always loved them for myself. I've always loved them for my children. I've always been grateful for the clothes that we don't wear out. Like, boys can be super hard on their clothes. They get to be passed down to other boys. And I'm so thankful that when anyone thinks of me and thinks to themselves, hey, Suzanne, one of her children might be able to use this. I love that. I've even had people say, hey, I have this dress or this shirt, would you be interested? I love that. It's such a gift when someone takes the time to think of me or my children and say, hey, you guys might like this or might be able to use it. So whether we're accepting gifts or positive or negative feedback, I think the number one thing that we can always do first is just say, someone was thinking of me and they want to give me a gift because they love me. I think it's really, really important to have that last part of the phrase in there, because they love me. Someone was thinking of me. They want to give me a gift, either a verbal or a physical gift, or a gift of time, whatever type of gift it is. And why do they want to do that? Because they love me. They love you. Anyway, so just talking about physical gifts, the best thing to do with physical gifts is to love on the receiver. Just tell them thank you. Tell them, thank you for thinking of me. This is so perfect. You really made my day that you gave me a gift. Anyway, so that's it about physical gifts. And it's always good to say how you're going to use it. Anyway, if you are going to use it, like some gifts we can't use, right? Some gifts don't fit. Some gifts just aren't our style. So some gifts we can't use. But we can always use more love. And anyone who is giving us a gift is trying to give us a token of their love, and we can always use more of that. And that anytime someone's showing us love, that is always perfect. Okay, so I wanted to get into today's affirmation, which is I am open to receiving positive suggestions. I love that. I am open. Do you love that word? I am open. Doesn't that almost make you smile? I am open. It just kind of is a very, very uplifting word. I'm open to receiving positive suggestions. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit. And because the way that we can deal with positive suggestions and the way that we deal with negative suggestions is often our negative feedback, things that we can change. A lot of us often deal with it a little bit the same way. Now, you might be disagreeing on that, so just hear me out a little bit, okay? So, if someone gives you a compliment, most people love that, and they do feel a sense of a sense of warmth, a sense of love, and compliments do bring a sense of connection with the person who is giving you the compliment, right? And everyone pretty much knows that. And but what so many of us do is we doubt the compliment. We might just think to ourselves, oh, they just said it was so pretty, but they're just saying that. Oh, they said I'm a great mom, but they're just saying that to be nice, right? So the first thing that we do is we doubt it, and maybe not all of us, but the first thing that many of us do is that we doubt the sincerity of the compliment. And the other thing that some of us do is we see, oh, someone just gave me a compliment. What do they want from me? And so again, we doubt the compliment. And I think that one of the reasons that we doubt both the positive and the negative compliments or comments is that we don't have enough love for ourselves. Like, I don't know about you, but many people that I've talked to and many of the trainings that I've heard online say that most of us are our own worst enemies. Most of us are our own biggest critics, and we know everything that's wrong with us, that we know everything that we do wrong, right? And a lot of us feel this negative voice in our head that one of the number one things that it says is when you're not lovable, or two, you're not competent, and since you're not competent, you're not lovable. So it's very, very hard for a lot of us to accept compliments because we don't love ourselves and we feel unlovable. So then if you can quickly understand that if a person didn't love themselves and someone complimented them, they might not believe them, right? Or they might think that they're trying to be manipulated into something else. So I'm just saying that if you are the type of person who, when someone gives a compliment, doesn't believe them, I would do a little bit of a pause today and think about, am I not accepting them because I don't think I'm that, and I really don't think that I'm lovable. Okay, and we've talked about things in the past on loving on ourselves, waking up, telling ourselves 3 good things about ourselves, falling to sleep, telling ourselves 3 good things about ourselves, right? That are honest, that are true. We all are amazing in so many different ways. We are all lovable. And we don't need to be perfect to be lovable. So, anyway, the first thing that I wanted to say is if you are deflecting compliments, it might be good just to sit and think, am I deflecting compliments because I don't think I'm lovable? Anyway, because I just wanted to point out that when someone goes out of their way to give us compliments, they are giving us a gift. They are giving us a gift of, number one, that they love us, that they admire us, that they want us to know how awesome we are, or that we did super good on something. Again, because we're awesome in some way. So let's start acknowledging that instead of deflecting the comments, instead of saying or poking holes in the comment, instead of, like, if someone said you did a great presentation, you don't say, oh yeah, but I could have done better on this or that or this. Like, don't say that. And don't deflect it either. Don't say, if someone says, oh, you did a great presentation, don't say, oh, it was only because such and such or so and so. Right? Just accept the gift. And just give a gift back to the person who complimented you by saying, you know what, thank you. That means a lot to me. You know what, or thank you, that just made my day. Or thank you, it just feels amazing that someone noticed. Right? Give a gift back. Say thank you. I'll tell you what, the world needs more people giving compliments, and when you accept the compliment and you thank the person for that, 1, it blesses you, and 2, it blesses them too. And do you know what? This is going to happen. I guarantee this will happen. They will go on to give you more compliments and to give other people more compliments. And do you know the best thing? They're going to feel better about themselves. Looking for the good in others and saying it helps us to feel better about ourselves. So when you accept a compliment just as it's given, and say thank you for it, you have given such an incredible gift back to the person. Okay, now I also wanted to talk a little bit about how when people give us feedback on things that we need to change, or that would be better if we changed, or that some people call this negative feedback, and it can be really, really hard for us to hear negative feedback too. Okay, isn't that so funny? It's hard for us to hear compliments. We tend not to believe them, and it's hard for us to hear negative feedback, and we tend not to believe it. Now, bear with me on this one too. Okay, this is so ironic. Okay, so it's hard for us to hear negative feedback because we so want to be loved by people. And sometimes we think that when someone's giving us negative feedback, oh, hey, your hair is messed up today, or hey, you need to clean your room, or whatever it is, sometimes we can feel unloved, right? We can feel unloved. And so, talking about negative feedback, I want us all just to take a deep cleansing breath in. And what I want us to do is I want us, whether it's positive feedback in the form of a compliment or whether it's negative feedback, what I want us to do is the first thing that I want us to recognize is that people are doing this for the same reason. They're doing it for exactly the same reason, because they love us and because they want to give us a gift. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Just had to see who's waking up in my house. Anyway, so they're giving a gift. They're giving us a gift because they love us. And so the first thing I want us to do when we're receiving feedback, whether it's a positive feedback like a compliment or a negative feedback as in, hey, you might want to change this, is I want us to feel loved. I want us to feel loved because no one is going to give us a compliment or some negative feedback unless they love us. Okay? Well, that might not be 100% true. Like maybe there are some people who are trying to manipulate you into, a bad situation or something. Like someone's dating you. They might give you compliment after compliment after compliment, trying to perhaps get you to do things that are really against your values, right? Don't fall for that one. But for the most part, if people are doing that, they're being honest. And they're doing it because they love you. So, okay, we've already talked about how they love you if they're giving you a compliment, but let's talk about how they love you if they're giving you some negative feedback on how you're being or what you might need to change. If they didn't care about you, like they wouldn't tell you what's going on, right? Like let's just say you have body odor or something like that, and someone says, "Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know that you're kind of," I mean, I don't even know the best way to say this. Like, isn't it so incredibly hard to address something with someone else? Why? Because we love them. We don't want to hurt their feelings. We don't want to hurt our relationship. We all know how hard it is to receive negative feedback. So I just don't know that there's a great way to say, hey, you're kind of stinky. But a person could say, I guess, oh, what's that odor? Anyway, and that way you're not really pointing it out to them. But sometimes it's really, really good just to go to a person and point out, hey, I've noticed this about you. You probably don't know this, or else you probably would have changed it. Anyway, but however that is, getting the best way to give negative feedback is probably another talk. I am definitely not the expert on how to give negative feedback. But what I'm saying is for all of us, the first thing that we need to do is we need to say, this is a gift of love. This is a gift of love. And the only reason someone is telling me this is because they care enough to want me to be more happy, to want me to be more successful, to want me to be on a better path. Why? Because they care about me. So again, if someone's giving you negative feedback, the first thing that we want to do is we want to say, they love me. Keep thinking that to yourself the whole entire time. They are saying this because they love me and they want my joy and they want my success. Now, the first thing, remember how we were poking holes when someone gave us a compliment? We were poking holes on that, right? We're like, oh no, you're just saying that. Or, oh no, you're just trying to manipulate me into something, right? Well, it happens exactly the same for if someone's giving you negative feedback. The first thing most people do is they tend to poke holes in that negative feedback. Oh, well, that's not right because of this. Or, oh, that's not right because of that. Now, why is that? Here it kind of all goes back to self-love. So when we love ourselves, when we know ourselves and we love ourselves, like we know our strengths and we know our weaknesses, and we still have this profound love for ourselves, then we can see what other people are talking to us about that we might need to or want to change, right? But if we don't have this profound love for ourselves, then when someone points out something that could be changed in us for the better, we can go to a place of fear. Oh gracious, something's wrong with me. This must mean that I'm unlovable. So we start poking holes in what they're saying. The other reason we can start poking holes in what people tell us is because we don't want to change, right? Everyone knows that change is hard. Change is hard. Change is slow. Change is hard work. And if we don't, if we can poke enough holes in their arguments, in their negative feedback, then we can kind of justify not changing. Now, I'm just going to tell you that when someone gives you negative feedback, it's not going to be 100% correct. It's not. There's always going to be ways that you can poke holes in it. But this is what I'm saying too. If you can accept the negative, if we all can accept that negative feedback as a gift of love and start looking at it as, how is this true? Like, it's okay, what's not true here? But how is this true? And how can I use this to become a better person? Which is what the gift intended, for us to be a better person so we can be happier, more successful, whatever it is. If we can see it that way, then we can want to change. So either way, whether someone's giving you negative feedback, negative was kind of that to that side, whether someone was giving you negative feedback or whether someone was giving you positive feedback, what I want to say is, it's a gift. It's a gift. And it's a gift of love. And either way, you are divinely lovable. Either way, you are divinely lovable. The compliment doesn't make you more lovable, and the negative feedback does not make you less lovable. You are lovable. Anyway, so I'm just saying that, to me, the best way to accept both positive and negative feedback is to come from a place of deep self-love and see both of those things as a gift of love, and a gift that if we run with that gift, we will be happier and will improve our lives and be more successful. So, I just wanted to point out that one of the first things that we can say when someone gives us negative feedback, remember, reminding ourselves that it's a gift of love, is thank you. Thank you so much for caring. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more? And it would be a little odd if someone gave you a compliment, oh, your hair is so beautiful today, to say, you know what, thank you, tell me more. But that would sound a little odd in our society. But wouldn't it be wonderful? Like, do you just remember little kids? Like how you were when you were a little kid? Oh, you're so awesome, thank you. Like, come on, bring it on, right? Little children are so good. I love my Xander, who's 4 now. And well, I love all my children, but I love this aspect about Xander, that when I say, Xander, you are so beautiful, he says, yes. Uh-huh. Oh, when I say, Xander, whatever it is I say to him that's a positive, he just accepts that and basks in that. It's amazing. So anyway, again, one of the first things you can say when someone is giving you a negative feedback is, thank you, tell me more. And if someone's giving you positive feedback, just go home, write it in your journal. You know, we all need that positive feedback, that those compliments, and all of us, I'm sure, I would dare say that all of us get 2 little compliments in our life. So if someone gives you a compliment, go home, write it in your journal, put it on your mirror, put it on a page. And not that our self-worth should be tied to those negative compliments, those positive compliments, because, right, if our self-worth isn't grounded in love, we won't be able to accept them. But it's nice to have those on a piece of paper, looking at them. I'm beautiful, I'm wonderful, I'm a great mom, I'm a great sister, a great daughter, whatever it is that you are, write it down, look at them, because you really are. Okay, so I think that's all the talk that we have to do on the affirmations for the day. I'm graciously accepting from others, and I am open to receiving positive suggestions. The song for today is actually one of my really fun songs that I love. It is not my, I guess, is not my song, but it's a song that I really do love. And it's called Monday Monday by the Mamas and the Papas. And I just think that's a super cute and fun name for our group, the Mamas and the Papas. It's a group from the 60s, and the song came from 1966, and it actually topped the charts in the US, and and it was very, very high in the charts in many countries around the world. So it's a song about Monday, and it kind of goes into the two different things that can happen on Monday. One, sometimes Mondays are better than we expect, right? And then sometimes Mondays have surprises that we just didn't even expect. And anyway, so I thought it would be interesting for all of us today to journal about how do we feel about Mondays, because Mondays to so many people really it kind of represents getting on to our life's work. How do we feel about Mondays? How do we feel about our life's work? Do we feel like we are doing our life's work when we go to work on Monday, or when we start our work on Monday if you're working from home? I hope that you feel like you're engaging in your life's work. Someone said, there was a quote that said something like, when you are engaging in your life's work, it doesn't feel like work because it's so exhilarating. And is everything about work exhilarating? No, but a lot of it is when you're in your life's work. So if you're not feeling exhilarated going to your job on Mondays, you might just think, is this my life's work? And if not, what can I do to switch to be more in a line with what my values are and what I think my true life's work is? Okay, so again, we're listening to the Mamas and the Papas this whole week. The diffuser blend for this week is 2 drops, and we're going to be doing 2 drops of each of them. So 2 drops of Ylang Ylang, which is the oil of the inner child. And when you think about Ylang Ylang, I want us all to remember that it is a powerful healer of our hearts. Okay, so 2 drops of Ylang Ylang, powerful healer. 2 drops of wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. Right, going back to that self-love, there's enough love for me, and there's enough love for you, and we don't need to be perfect to tap into that love. There's enough. So wild orange, the oil of abundance, it can help us remember that there is enough. And then we're doing 2 drops of fennel, which is the oil of responsibility. Now we're going to be talking about each of these, the emotional aspects of each of these oils on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll take one of the oils and, highlight, do a lot of talking about that. And then on Friday, we're going to be talking about each of all of the physical aspects of all 3 oils. Okay, so again, we're just using 2 drops of Ylang Ylang, the oil of the inner child, a powerful heart healer. 2 drops of wild orange, the oil of abundance, and 2 drops of fennel, the oil of responsibility. Healing, heart healing, abundance, and responsibility. It sounds to me like it's going to be an amazing blend that we're all going to love. Reminding you that we're listening to Monday and Monday for the entire week, and that the affirmation for today is, I am open to receiving I am open to receiving positive suggestions. And the affirmation for the entire week is, I am graciously accepting from others. You are gracious. You are full of grace. You are the child of the God of grace. Just wanted to remind us all on that. Okay, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters, reminding us that we all have the power in ourselves with God to make it a great day. Bye-bye.